All right, let's step onto the volleyball court. Today, we're going to break down two of the absolute most important skills in the game, the overarm serve and the volley pass. Look, whether you're brand new to this or just need a little tune-up, you're going to walk away with exactly what you need to get playing. So let's dive right in. First things first, you got to know your playground. A volleyball court is basically a rectangle sliced in half by a net. You've got the service line way at the back, the attack line up front, and one simple goal: get that ball to hit the floor on the other side. That's it. Understanding this space is really the first step to playing smart. You know, what makes volleyball so awesome is its flow, its rhythm. A point isn't just one and done. It's like a conversation between the two teams. It all kicks off with a serve. The other team receives it, they pass it to their setter, who then tees it up for a huge spike. Then the other side might throw up a block, and the whole thing starts again. It's this non-stop, back-and-forth action that makes the game just so exciting.
So here's what we're going to tackle today. First up, we'll nail the overarm serve. That's the move that starts every single point. Then we're going to perfect the volley pass, which is the secret to setting up a killer attack. After that, we'll jump into some key rules and drills to really lock in those skills. And finally, we'll figure out what your next move is.
Okay, first up, the overarm serve. This is your opening move, your first chance to put points on the board and really set the tune for the rally. It's a massive part of the game, and don't worry, we're going to break it down into a super simple, easy-to-repeat process. To make this all stick, we're going to look at the serve in just 3 simple stages. Everything you do before you touch the ball, the actual moment of contact, and then what you do right after you send it flying. Seriously, thinking in these 3 steps is the trick to building a really solid, consistent serve. Let's break down that before stage. The key here, and you can see it right there in figures A and B, is all about your stance. So you're facing forward, right? The ball is out in your non-dominant hand. But check this out. Notice how all the player's weight is on that back foot, and their hitting arm is up and bent. That's not just for looks. That's you literally loading up all the power you're about to unleash in the serve. And now for the big moment, actually touching the ball. If you look at figures C and D, you see it happen. First, you toss the ball up, just a little bit. Then, in one smooth motion, you swing that striking hand forward and bam, make contact with a nice, firm, flat palm. Pro tip here, a firm palm gives you control. If you cup your fingers, that ball could go anywhere. All that power you just built up, it gets released right here. All right, finally, let's talk about the after stage, right there in figure E. Your job isn't done just because the ball is gone. You've got to follow through. You bring your hitting arm down and across your body, and you let your back foot step forward into the court. This little move is so important. It keeps you balanced and gets you ready for whatever happens next. Okay, so the ball is over the net. Now what? How do you control it and set up your teammate for a winning shot? Well, that is where the volley pass comes in. This move is all about control and precision. And guess what? Just like we did with the serve, we're going to use that same 3-stage approach to make it easy. Before touching, touching, and after touching. Getting this sequence down is what makes you a reliable passer. Right? The before stage for passing is all about getting ready. You want to be nice and balanced with your knees bent, but the most important part, as you can see right here, is your hand position. You bring your hands up over your forehead and make a little triangle shape with your thumbs and index fingers. This shape becomes the perfect little basket to catch and control the ball. Now for the touching part. Here's the secret. Passing isn't just your hands, it's a full body thing. As the ball comes to you, you extend everything at the same time. Your ankles, your knees, your hips, your elbows. You're basically using your whole body to push the ball up, guiding it with your fingertips. Remember, you're pushing it, not slapping it. And to wrap it up, the after stage. To make sure that ball goes exactly where you want it to, your hands and arms have to fully extend out toward your target. You straighten up your legs, you hold your balance, and you're immediately ready for the next play. That complete follow-through is what gives you that pinpoint accuracy. So you've got the theory down. Awesome. But volleyball is a game of action, right? So now let's talk about how you can actually take these skills to the court, start building that muscle memory, and go over a few essential rules you've got to know. For that overarm serve, try these 2 drills. They're super simple. First, just find a net and practice serving over it. You can even start with it low, maybe around 5 feet, and work your way up to 8. This builds your power and teaches you how to get a nice arc on the ball. Then, for accuracy, stand about 15 feet from a wall and try to hit specific spots. This will really help you hone your control. To work on your volley pass, you can start all by yourself. Just bounce the ball, and as it comes up, use your passing motion to push it against a wall. The real goal here is just to feel that full body extension. Or even better, grab a friend. Toss the ball back and forth, really focusing on getting your hands into that perfect triangle shape and using a soft, controlled push.
And hey, while you're practicing, you gotta keep a few key rules in mind. Super important. First, when you're serving, you've only got 8 seconds once the ref blows that whistle, so no dawdling. Second, do not let your foot touch that service line when you serve. That's an automatic fault. And third, when you're passing, it has to be a clean hit. No catching, no throwing. Just a clean, quick touch. Phew, we have covered a ton of ground today, haven't we? From the court layout all the way to the nitty-gritty details of the serve and pass, you officially have a solid toolkit to get your own volleyball journey started.
Think about it. The two skills we've really zeroed in on, the powerful overarm serve to kick things off and the precise volley pass to set up the attack, these are the absolute building blocks of the game. Every great player out there has mastered these fundamentals. But you know, all this information is only useful if you actually go out and use it. So the only question left is for you. The court is waiting. Which one are you going to practice first? The